Hello, thank you for tuning into my channel. This is Azrael, and in this video, we're going to be talking about Divination, uh, prelude to evocations and invocations. Now, um, I talk a lot about one of my favorite tools to use is the black mirror. Now, the black mirror is associated with water, okay? Uh, because before our technology got advanced enough to make things as shiny as mirrors, the first form of scrying was done in pools of water. In necromancy, you'll also find out that a lot of times, or even spirit evocations, a lot of the grimoires talk about scrying in blood. Spooky. Well, if you're a vegan, and also, I'm not a vegan, but I'm not going to scry in some poor animal's blood. You don't have to either. There's a workaround. Um, and again, scrying in blood. In this ritual, you can use. We're going to be talking about scrying mirrors, and they're done the same way. Okay, just one's in the mirror, one's going to be in a pool of water or in blood. Now, because of the sympathetic magic properties given to us by our brains and the seven hermetic principles, you can use something that represents something. You can use that sympathetic link. So, if you don't have a real human skull, you could use a fake skull, just like you use a puppet or a doll, a voodoo doll, to represent the person. Because there's a sympathetic link, you're going to be using the sympathetic link with what I'm about to teach you. Okay, first of all, you can take a little bowl and you're going to fill it with water and you're going to put red food dye. Now that's simple, but there's also the other part. You're going to take um, a blood drawing kit like they use for diabetics where they prick their finger. And after you redden the water with red food dye, you're going to prick your finger and you're going to drop a few drops of your blood into the water. And then stir it up, bless it, and consecrate it. And you can use this to as a substitute for some of the rituals that's going to supposedly use pools of blood. Um, but anyways, how do you do these uh, tools? You could, like you did with the last video. In the last video, you're looking at the fire and you're letting thoughts come to your head. Um, you're going to do the same thing, only you're going to have the mirror or uh, the doctored food coloring, and you're going to set a candle on the side, and you're going to light it up, just one candle, and you're just going to look into the pool. Again, don't try to force anything. As you begin to relax, your brain's going to start going into that meditative state. That is important. You have to fall into a meditative state. So before any of all this, at the very first lessons, I was talking about meditation. Hopefully, you've already adopted some form of meditation. Now, this meditative state is not the right before sleep meditation. It's more like the relaxed. I've been reading a book, kind of lazy, relaxed, keeping your mind blank, daydreaming kind of thing. Okay. And you're going to look, but anyways, you're going to look into it as if it's a hole or hallway, and you're just going to look straight through it and relax your eyes. You don't have to focus on it, but relax your eyes. And then as you have that clear mind, and you start seeing these images in your head, and eventually you're going to be graduate from that. You're going to see the instant when you're looking at the mirror. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. You're going to see the mirror or the pool. You're going to see a kind of like it starts to blur. Right when it starts to blur, you might see little colors of light inside, which means that your astral eyes are opening, or you'll see a cloud, kind of like a white or black cloud, kind of like cover up the reflective surface. Uh, then you're there. So when you might not see images in this right away, it's all going to be up here. But the more you practice, the more it happens. It's going to materialize in your mind first, and then it's going to materialize outside. And when you'll know that you're finally getting there when you start looking at uh, the surface, and whatever you're seeing is superimposed over it, looking like a TV screen. Okay, just relax and look. That's it. Now, after you do these, even if you don't see anything or even think you get nothing up here, always ground yourself. Now, you don't have to do a grounding meditation. It could be as simple as changing your frame of mind, which right now you're doing a magical, relaxing, meditative situation here. You need to pull yourself back. Now, in one of the first videos, I started talking about one of the main things to make your rituals work is that no matter what you're doing, you are submerged in it with imagery and emotional investment. Same thing with this kind of form of divination and learning to scry in both of those mediums, as well as fire. You're going to need to pull yourself back. A few Halloweens ago, me and my wife were practicing scrying, and I was trying to contact my mom, which I did not succeed. My wife said she saw a red-haired woman in her mirror, but for me, I didn't see nothing. I didn't even see lights, right? So we stopped. Back to back, she was looking in her mirror and I was looking at mine. I said, "Well, I'm done. This, as no matter how good you're going to get, you're going to have your off days. You just are." But as I got up and I turned on the light and I walked to the curtain to open it up to let some of the street light come in, my eyes glanced. I glanced at my mirror, and right when that happened, this hellish looking face just jumped out. All right, it was accompanied with a loud, like a banging on a piano, and it startled the hell out of me because I was done. All right, but I was not mentally retracted. So after you scrying, and you don't want to be startled with like that, you need to put your mind back into the mundane. And that could be as simple as eating a sandwich or talking to a friend or doing something, but you need to do something that's not magical and not maintaining that uh, meditative state. Okay, so submersion when performing. After you perform anything, you have to have that retraction. Okay. All right. Thank you for watching. Um, I have not decided what the next topic is going to be on this matter, but what we're slowly doing is we're building up to get your basics on practicing with your astral senses and meditations and understanding symbolism. And we're probably going to start moving on to ancestor altars and necromantic altars and the significance of both of them and why you should have both when you're going to perform a necromantic rite, especially in your house. And of course, we're going to start talking about herbs and so forth associated with the dead, how to make incense for contacting spirits, and potions to do that. But in any case, we're all going to end up to I'm going to do a basic ritual that you guys can do with to contact spirit, and then we'll move on to something else. All right, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe.